Hello, my beautiful ladies from all over the world. I'm so excited that you're tuning in today. Today, I will talk about why comparison kills you. So, one thing I've learned about going into business and building my own business is everybody is on their own journey and everybody is on a different step and on a different level. And if you compare yourself to somebody who is 10 years older than you and has their business since 10 years, you will always fall short. There's no point in comparison. You need to understand which level they're on and where you are at right now. And it doesn't make you less worthy, less good, less skilled. They have been doing this for 10 more years than you are. I recognize this, that even with the students that are 1 year above me, so I study entrepreneurship at a private university that helps students build their own business. Even though when I was in the first 3 months, I would compare myself to the second years and be like, oh, there's so much more ahead. They're doing this, they're doing that. I cannot do that yet. 1 year later now, I'm like, okay, now I now have those skills as well. But when I was comparing myself with them at the time, it didn't make sense because they had 1 year of training that I didn't have. Now I have it. And it just doesn't make sense. Like, people who are 10 years older than you are 10 years longer in business. It doesn't make sense to compare yourself to it. And that's why comparison kills you, because comparison will make you feel like, oh, you're not enough, or you're not doing enough, or you're not far enough, or you haven't achieved enough. But if you compare yourself to your own journey and where you have been a year ago, when I compare myself where I have been a year ago, I can be very proud of myself because I knew that I grew. I knew that I got out of my comfort zone. I knew that my public speaking skills were better. The way I talk to people, the way I communicate, the way I negotiate, the way I sell myself, the way I sell whatever I want to do. Like, I have gotten so much better at it. And that's the only comparison that you can do. If you fall short there, then you can say, okay, maybe I can put in more work. Maybe I can improve X, Y, Z in order for me to achieve better results. But comparing yourself to people who have just way more time to achieve the things that they did just doesn't make sense. But it can so easily happen because you're just standing next to somebody and then you're like, wow, they can do this so well, they can do this so well, and I can't. But if you take 5 years to study sales, 5 years to study what they have studied, you will be really good as well. You cannot compare yourself to them and where they are right now. And yeah, so that was just really on my mind because I felt like it just doesn't make any sense. And even if you would compare yourself, for example, with other students that are all in my class, we all start at very different levels and very different life circumstances. Just because we had 1 year of the same schooling, it doesn't mean that we have the same opportunities, right? First of all, what kind of education did you have before? Some people came from public schools, some people came from private schools, and therefore maybe their English skills was better. Maybe therefore they had other educational background that just supported them into building their own business. Some people maybe come from a family that has more resources, and therefore they were more subjected to seeing their parents build their business, and they would always hear at the kitchen table every night talking about business. Some people had maybe parents that were they didn't have any business, and they had a more limited mindset around finances and business and more fear involved. Some people grew up maybe in a European country with very different rules and maybe understand therefore the market in the Netherlands better, whereas other people who maybe come from African countries or South America don't have that same understanding. Just because you can't compare yourself to anyone, because everybody starts literally at a different point in life and very different resources, very different story. Like, everybody is so unique in their story and in what they have experienced in the past, that the only thing that I learned is, don't be sad about, okay, that person started out with more. Think about it. It's like an effectuation mindset. It's like, what are the resources that I have on hand? The resources could be your education, your it could be YouTube Premium, that you can watch all the educational videos online. It could be your phone. It could be people that you know in your home country. It could be family, friends. It could be your family. It could be now that you're at the university. Look at all the resources that you have and then think about how can you leverage the resources that you have already. And that will allow you to gather more resources and acquire more skills, which is also a resource. And that will then allow you to go to the next level. But instead of feeling sad that some other people had it easier, maybe, just think about what resources do I have? And I honestly, I felt sad because I felt like, okay, maybe they had it a little bit easier there, they had it a little bit easier there. But you need to think about how is my past, how is my story is an asset to me? How is that an invaluable experience? How can I turn that into something valuable, into something that I can help others with? Because the businesses that we start is something that we are passionate about, and that passion comes from our past. If I wouldn't have experienced certain things, I wouldn't be passionate about nervous system, and I wouldn't be passionate about feminine energy, and I wouldn't be passionate about financial literacy. Because these are things that came from my life experiences, from pains that I had, from my story, that then made me passionate about, that then made me study it, that then made me want to teach it to other women, because I just felt like it's the most amazing thing ever. So comparison kills you, and understanding that your story and your past and who you are is the most valuable asset that you have. It is literally who you are. And that combines everything. It is your story, your past, your experiences, your network, your brain, your beauty, your body, everything. Like you have so many resources. You just need to understand what those resources are. That you speak another language is a resource. You have so many resources. I genuinely believe we don't have a resource problem. We have a problem of understanding an effectuation mindset and understanding how we can leverage the resource that we have already to where we want to go, instead of having a causation mindset and being like, okay, I want to go there and I don't have enough resources, so now I need to get more resources to go to my goal. No, what resource do you have on your hand right now? So we learned this in school and we call it birds in hand. So what resource do you have right now that you can use in order for you to go to the next step? And along the way, you will gather more resources. You will gather more, you will get to know more people. You will improve your skill sets. You will become smarter. You will have more knowledge on your hand. You have more experience. And from there, you can go to the next level. And for me, that really, really, really changed my life, because I understand there are so many resources out there. I just need to know how to leverage the ones that I have, gather more, and then how to organize them into the right way so it makes sense and it creates more value for others and myself. So that's why I believe that your past and your story is your biggest asset, because your past has developed you in the person that you are. For example, me, I would say my story has helped me to learn everything about the nervous system. It has helped me to have a tremendous amount of resilience, because I just had to overcome a lot of challenges. So I am used to overcoming challenges and I have built resilience. So there was never a point of me wanting or being able to give up, because there was just no other option. I just had to overcome those challenges. So that gave me a lot of resilience. That resilience is an asset. It's an invisible asset, but it's an asset. I had to have a tremendous amount of discipline and do what it takes no matter what, because there was literally no other option and there was nobody who was able to help me. So I had to develop tremendous discipline, which now is a tremendous asset that I have. I had to do a lot of inner work and to do a lot of healing because of the way how I grew up, and I had a lot of hurt and things were just happening. So what I needed to learn is know how to do inner work. But it also helped me to understand, I had to be very sensitive around the people that I grew up with. So now I see very much, facial expressions. I see all of these things, I see them because I had to in order to be safe. But now I can use it as an asset. So a lot of the times we learn things from our past, maybe because it was really hard or difficult or super challenging. But I want you to think about, what is the goal that I can extract from this? What is the asset, the value that I can extract from this? And then take the good things and use them now. Take the discipline, take the resilience, take the passion that comes out of it, take the knowledge that comes out of it, take the emotional resilience that comes out of it. Take all of these things and now use it as your asset. And now you will realize, oh, I have so many resources already. I am the resource. It is called human resources for a reason. We are a resource. If you are working for a company, you're a resource for a company. They will use your discipline, your focus, your energy, your time. You need to see yourself as a resource because you are literally a resource. If you feel like I don't have anything, you have yourself. You are literally a resource. And that's why it's so important to know how to regulate your nervous system, because then you are in control of your resource. You know how to regulate your emotions, you know how to regulate your nervous system, and make sure that you feel safe in your body. And even though you don't feel safe in your body, something happens, you don't feel safe, but you know how to go back to the state of safety. And that will allow you to be more in your feminine energy, and that is also a resource. Your feminine energy is such a big resource, and in a world of where only those tangible resources are being really valued, understanding the intangible values and assets that you have as a woman is so extremely important, and blows my mind that people are not talking about it, because these are like literally like your assets that you can use. So I am doing a 12-week pilot program with 3 female entrepreneurs, and it will be all about how to regulate your nervous system, what are the different stress responses, what is your most common stress responses, what is the exercise that you can do, and how can you connect more to your feminine energy. And you will get out of there knowing how to regulate your nervous system, having tangible exercises, and you will have 3 feminine superpowers that you know that you can use in your life and in your business. So if you're interested in joining, just write me a short email, and the email address will be in the description, and just write in 12-week pilot program, and then I will contact you. Bye-bye.